Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is PokePans, and welcome to my TCL Week 5 match versus Blazing Torchic and his Sunderland Scorbunnies. Now, if you're watching this as I upload, you may be wondering why my Week 5 match is going up before my Week 4 match. Well, there's been a little bit of a personnel change with one of the teams. My Week 4 opponent has sadly dropped out, and someone else has taken over the team to come in. So we've rescheduled that match for the coming weekend, so that'll be up next week. But we've managed to get our Week 5 match done now, basically. So yeah, my Week 5 is going up before my Week 4, but that's all good. So this week we're playing against Blazing Torchic anyway, and I've put his Pokemon selection up on the screen so you guys can see what I'm building up against. So as you can see, the team in front of me, we have chosen Ferrothorn, Marowak, Mamoswine, Zeraora, Hydreigon, and Toxicroak as our Pokemon. I think this team deals with a lot of what he has to do, although he does have a couple scary Pokemon. Kind of worried about Bisharp. Magic Bounce Xatu is kind of annoying. I think like most of his other Pokemon are somewhat okay to deal with. Mimikyu could be really annoying, but I think Ferrothorn kind of walls Mimikyu. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We don't know. Obviously, we don't know which Pokemon he's going to bring yet. So we'll go through our team, and then you guys can see what he brings in the match. So we've got Ferrothorn here: Stealth Rock, Leech Seed, Gyro Ball, Thunder Wave. Stealth Rock again instead of Spikes because he has like 3 flying types, which are weak to Stealth Rock. So those are going to be more useful than Spikes. Leech Seed because he doesn't actually have a Grass-type Pokemon to switch into that. Obviously, the Magic Bounce Xatu is going to be really, really annoying for Ferrothorn because Ferrothorn can't do anything against it. Gyro Ball for Mimikyu and Grimmsnarl. I feel like the Steel-type move is more important than the Grass-type move this time. And the Thunder Wave, which is a new move. I haven't actually used Thunder Wave Ferrothorn before in this draft, so I think there's a couple of his Pokemon that are kind of annoying in terms of their speed tiers. They outspeed the Pokemon they're good against, so I think Thunder Waving those would be good. Like Grimmsnarl, for example, like outspeeds Mamoswine, I think. So that's Ferrothorn anyway. Pretty standard Ferrothorn set, max defense, max HP. Next, we've got Alolan Marowak, who is really good against Lucario. He's got another Steel type. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, Marowak is really good here. Also good against. It's a good switch in for like Body Slam Diggersby or Quick Attack Diggersby. Thick Club, Rockhead, Flare Blitz, Poltergeist, Swords Dance, Earthquake. This is the same set we've brought every time we've brought it. I don't think there's a need to change it up. I was thinking about maybe switching out Earthquake for Rock Slide or Stone Edge. But I figure I don't really need to do that. If he does bring his flying types, I think like Zeraora can just deal with them anyway. Next we got Mamoswine. Choice Band, Thick Fat, Ice Shard, Earthquake, Knockoff, Icicle Crash. Max attack, and we've gone for 241 speed, which is enough to outspeed things that it needs to outspeed, basically. I can't remember if Bisharp outspeeds it, but here's the thing, right? I was thinking when I was making this Mamoswine set, I simmed against Bisharp, and Bisharp can one-hit KO Mamoswine, as the EVs are right now, just on a roll with Iron Head. But I could switch these EVs up a little bit. If I take this down to like there and put that up, that is not a guarantee that he can't one-hit KO Mamoswine at that point. But I think I'm gonna keep him as it was. I'm gonna keep it as max attack because I didn't actually sim whether the loss of those attack EVs affects his ability to one-hit KO other things. And I don't think like Bisharp will get a chance to one-hit KO anyway. I'm not going to really stay in with Mamoswine against Bisharp unless it's paralyzed or something. Anyway, next we got Zeraora, Heavy Duty Boots, Volt Absorb, Close Combat, Plasma Fist, Play Rough, Volt Switch. Decent coverage here with Close Combat, Plasma Fist, and Play Rough. Volt Switch to pivot. Max attack, 380 speed is enough to outspeed his entire team. Yeah, it's going to be really good. It's going to be good against his flying type Pokemon. Play Rough KOs. Play Rough KOs Noivern, After Rocks, Plasma Fists KOs Xatu, I think. Yeah, I mean, Zeraora is Zeraora, you know. Really fast, good Volt Switcher. Next we got Hydreigon with Life Orb, Levitate, Flash Cannon, Draco Meteor, Dark Pulse, and Roost. We didn't really need Flamethrower this time, so we've just gone for the 2-stab plus Flash Cannon. Max Special Attack, 321 Speed, and then a little bit in defense because he's more likely to use physical fighting moves than and physical fairy moves than anything else. But yeah, we're not going to we're not going to be taking a fairy move basically with this because it's just going to destroy it. And finally we have Toxicroak. Now Toxicroak I think is good here. His team is kind of weak to fighting and kind of weak to poison. He's got 2 fairy types. He has 2 steel types and a normal type. So I think Toxicroak could do work here. Speed, the EVs are a bit odd here because we've gone for like a jolly nature but only put 200 IVs in because 281 speed is as much as he needs to outspeed everything that he needs to outspeed that he can outspeed. That was an odd sentence. And then just max attack and the rest in special defense, because if he's going to take a move that's going to cripple him, it's probably going to be the special side rather than the physical side. But that's the team. As a long team recap, let's get into the match. Alright, here we go, and we can see that he has brought Mimikyu, Neuven, Lucario, Diggersby, Grimmsnarl, and Xatu. Okay, so he didn't actually bring Bishop, which is good for me, because Bishop is kind of annoying, because it actually outspeeds Marowak. I would have to, like, get Marowak in before Bishop comes in and predict him. And it, like, one-hit KO Mamoswine, like I said. But he didn't bring it, which is good. So now we've got to work out who he's going to lead. Now here I was thinking he's probably going to lead either Xatu for the Magic Bounce, so I can't set up like Stealth Rocks, because he's going to be thinking I want to get in Ferrothorn first to set up Rocks or Leech Seed or Spikes. So Xatu is a really, really good counter to Ferrothorn. He's got Heat Wave probably, and just Air Slash, whatever. Or I think he's going to go Grimmsnarl to set up screens. And I figured, but both of those are, you know, Zero Aura is probably a good start. Ooh, let me just turn the music off. I don't think you guys heard that, but yeah. So Zero Aura, and he leads with Xatu. So what I'm going to try and do, I'm just going to try and go a bit slower this time. Usually I've just let this thing play, and I've gone through, but I'm going to slow down my commentary a bit and sort of talk through my moves. So here he did lead Xatu like I thought, so I'm like, cool, Zero Aura, great counter to Xatu here. But he does have Diggersby in the back, so I'm like, okay, do I go Volt Switch? Or Plasma Fists, and if he switches in, then my moves are pointless. Or I could go Close Combat and predict the switch, because we do have Close Combat on this guy, remember? So I'm like, okay, I don't think he's going to stay in with Xatu, because Xatu gets one-hit KO'd by this if I choose Plasma Fists. So I'm going to go Close Combat, predicting the switch, and he actually just stays in, which is interesting. He stays in and goes for, he does have Rocky Helmet on it, and goes for a Tailwind there. So I'm like, oh, that's bad. I didn't factor in Tailwinds to any of my speed calcs. So he now has Tailwind on his thing. So now I'm thinking, okay, is he going to swap this time? Because he's seen that I've got Close Combat. He might think, alright, now we swap, because he's going to think that I'm going to stay in, and then I go Volt Switch or Plasma Fist. So I'm like, you know what? No. If he's going to swap, then, you know, good for him. We do actually... So he outspeeds us now, goes for the Air Slash. We go for the Volt Switch this time, which cripples the Xatu, and we go into Mamoswine. So his Tailwind is still up for 3 more turns, but we have Ice Shard on this, so priority Ice Shard is going to go through and take out the Xatu. So it's a nice early KO there, which is really nice. So he brings out Grimmsnarl now. Now he's brought a few different Grimmsnarl sets in his previous games. He's done dual screens, he's done offensive Bulk Up Grimmsnarl, he's done a Rest, Sleep Talk, Bulk Up, Spirit Break Grimmsnarl, which I thought was really cool. Because obviously you get priority Rest with Prankster, and Sleep Talk also gets Prankster priority, which is really cool. So here I'm like, okay, well, I know Ice Shard does like half damage, so even if he gets a Reflect up, it's still going to do a decent amount. So he does actually have the Reflect up, it does like quarter. His Tailwind is now gone, so we switch there into Ferrothorn, and he sets up a light screen on our switch. So now I'm thinking, alright, there's a no downside play here, so we can just set up Rocks. If he's got Taunt, he's got Taunt. Like, it doesn't actually do anything to us, because we can just Gyro Ball the next turn. And he does have Taunt, which stops our Stealth Rocks going up. And this turn I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to switch here. I'm just going to go for Gyro Ball. But he does switch. He goes into Neuven. Neuven definitely has Flamethrower or Heat Wave here. So I'm like, okay, we're not sticking in here. Definitely going to swap. But I don't really have a good swap for Flamethrower or Heat Wave. And I think Mamoswine is the best swap here, because it does have Thick Fat, takes less damage. Go into Mamoswine. It does 35%. Now, Ice Shard is going to do chunks to this. I don't know if it one-hit KOs. It might actually KO at that percentage through the screens, but I'm not sure. But we're going to go for Ice Shard anyway. But he swaps, sensible swap, back into Grimmsnarl. We do another 23%, and we swap back into Ferrothorn as he goes for Spirit Break, and that does like no damage. So I'm predicting he's going to Taunt here. And we just go for Gyro Ball, and that should KO it. So yeah, we don't fall for the Taunt this time. Go for the Gyro Ball, take out the Grimmsnarl. So now, these were the Pokemon I was kind of worried about, right? So he has no Taunt. So Ferrothorn can freely spam Leech Seed, Stealth Rocks, Thunder Wave. Xatu doesn't have Magic Bounce anymore, so he's not going to bounce the rocks or the Leech Seeds back at me. So I'm in a good position right now. These were the Pokemon I were kind of worried about. These guys I'm not overly worried about. Like, they can't stop my Ferrothorn from doing anything. Diggersby could maybe one-hit KO with Earthquake, I'm not sure. And the Flamethrower there, but we can deal with that. But yeah, these guys were really, really annoying for my Ferrothorn to deal with, so I'm glad those guys are out the way. So he now goes into his Noivern again. We definitely switch, and this time, do we go into Mamoswine or do we go into Marowak Alola? We go to Marowak Alola to tank the Flamethrower. And we just go for, I think we just go for a Poltergeist, or do we go, no, okay, so he goes for Air Slash, flinches us, and I think what we're going for here is we're going for a Poltergeist here, because Dragon resists fire, and now I'm like, okay, we can take another Air Slash. He got 41%, I don't know if that was a roll or not. I've not got the damage calcs up for every move. I am calcing some of the damage, but not all of them, and here he gets really, really unlucky. He gets a missed Draco Meteor and then a critical Poltergeist. Now, I did the calcs after that crit to see if it mattered. It did matter. Poltergeist only does 61% without a crit, so that crit actually matters. So that's a really bad turn for him. He missed the Draco Meteor into a critical hit Poltergeist. And then he goes into Mimikyu, so I'm like, alright, we switch out. Ferrothorn walls Mimikyu, goes for Shadow Claw, does 22%, but Iron Barbs actually does like... And he's got Life Orb, so Iron Barb's Life Orb actually did more than the damage to me. So then we set up Leech Seed on it, which goes through the disguise. So he's just setting up Swords Dance here, which is probably the best thing for him to do, because yeah, he doesn't do much without Swords Dance. Then he gets fully parried. We go for Gyro Ball to break the disguise, and we get some more health back. And then he gets fully parried again this turn. So those 3 turns there, he had a Draco Meteor miss into a critical strike Poltergeist, which matters to kill his Noivern, and then he had 2 paras in a row after setting up 2 Swords Dance, 2 fully paras in a row after setting up. So the hacks there was in my favour for sure. But now we've only got Diggersby and Lucario left, so we switch into Hydreigon expecting an Earthquake or something. He actually just sets up a Swords Dance. Draco Meteor one-hit KOs, so we just go for Draco Meteor. And then we have the Ferrothorn coming in, so... I was expecting a fighting move. I thought Toxicroak was going to be able to take that better, I'm not going to lie. Then he reveals his Life Orb as well. Earthquake then takes out my Toxicroak. But we can just go into Zeraora. He's had a defense drop. Close combat will take it out from there. And that's the game. It was quite a quick game. We do actually have Blazing Torchic available on call after the game, so I'm going to go and switch to a different screen, and me and Blazing Torchic are going to talk through the match, like how he prepared for my team, how I prepared for his team. We're going to have a little conversation about it, so see you there. Alright guys, so that was the battle. We now have Blazing Torchic with us on voice call. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Congrats on the win, Pokepans.
Thank you very much, man. It's a good battle. It's a good battle. Alright,
What's a good battle for one of us?
Yeah, for one of us, yeah. Alright, so let's get straight into it. So I spoke about my prep in the video. What did you do for prep? Like, what were you, when you were looking at my team? I'll get my team up on the screen. When you were looking at my team, what were you sort of worried about? Which Pokemon were you most scared of, and what did you prep for?
Right, the 2 Pokemon I was most scared of was the Zeraora and the Mamoswine. The Zeraora purely because of the speed, the Mamoswine because of the defense and the fact that I knew it was going to be choiced.
Yeah, I've only run Choice Band Mamoswine so far. There are a couple of other good sets on Mamoswine, but Choice Band is just so good on it, especially because Ice Shard priority is amazing. I
figured you were going to bring that, and well, it's not the easiest thing to counter.
Yeah, especially because on your team you've got Noivern, who's 4 times weak to ice. You've got Diggersby, who's weak to ice. Xatu, weak to ice. Scyther, weak to ice. And then you've got like Bishop and Lucario, both weak to ground, and Slowbro, weak to ground as well. Yeah, Mamoswine was really good in this matchup, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. For the Mamoswine, my plan was to send out the Lucario, and I was either going to have a Choice Band on it myself, or I was going to have a Focus Sash so I could take a hit and then hit back no matter what.
Yeah, that'd have been good. Yeah, so for your team, I think the Pokemon I was most worried about was probably Bishop, and you didn't bring Bishop. Like, Bishop and Rotom Wash, I was looking at them and I was like, Like Rotom Wash, obviously I got Zero Aura for.
Yeah.
But if you could get like Rotom Wash in, that's why I brought Toxicroak, because Dry Skin. Like, because Hydro Pump hits a lot of my Pokemon like really hard.
Actually, yeah, I didn't really think about it that much. I usually use Rotom for the defog.
Yeah.
But I guess I just factored it out of this one.
And yeah, Bishop, I was looking at it and I was like, okay, so Bishop I've got like Marowak Alola. Oh, but then you could like knock off or Sucker Punch. And that would just take out my Marowak. And I was like, okay, and then I got, okay, Mamoswine. If I like get an Earthquake off, that'll probably take it out. But Ironhead also one-hit KOs my Mamoswine.
You know, I forgot Steel was super effective on Ice.
Ah.
That is something I forgot to look at.
That's fair.
Because I thought it was neutral because of the ground, but ground doesn't resist Steel. Ground's
it
just
doesn't.
super effective.
Yeah, so you loved my my Azumarill set, the Paris Trap one, right? Because
I had the counter for that.
Was that the Taunt Grimmsnarl?
Yeah, that was the Taunt Grimmsnarl.
Yeah. Taunt Grimmsnarl was actually kind of annoying. Because it sort of walls my Ferrothorn apart. Like, luckily enough, I had Gyro Ball on it. If I had Power Whip on it instead of Gyro Ball, I'd have been screwed.
Yeah, that would have been a bad situation. See, I did have the Taunt on it for the Ferrothorn as well, because I knew no matter what, you were bringing one of them in.
Yeah. Yeah, Ferrothorn is really good against your team as well.
Yeah, although if I had landed a Flamethrower with the Noivern, that thing would have been
Did you have Heat Wave on Xatu as well?
Yes, I think. Let me just double check. I remember putting it on, but then my team reset and I might not put it on again.
Yeah, see, my teams have been getting reset as well. I save the teams, and then when I go to start the battle, they're just been wiped.
I put Psychic on it this time.
Okay. Yeah, because I was worried about Flamethrower from Noivern, Heat Wave from Xatu, and I don't think Lucario can learn Fire Punch. I don't think it can, but I was sort of that in my mind. Fire Punch was in my mind as well, and I was like, I don't know who learns Fire Punch.
My initial strategy going into this, I did a lot of damage calcs.
Yeah.
If I got a Swords Dance off with Lucario, I could wipe most of your team if I outsped. And that's why I brought in the Xatu with Tailwind, so I would double my speed and outspeed.
Yeah, see, your first turn, because I led with Zera and you led with Xatu, and I was like, okay, so is he going to stay in or is he going to switch? Because I think Zera Aura Oko's Xatu, maybe, depending on EVs and stuff.
Plasma Fists definitely would have one-shot.
So I was like, okay, is he going to predict me to go for Plasma Fists, or is he going to predict me to predict? Because I thought maybe you go to Diggersby to get the electric immunity. That's why I went Close Combat.
That's exactly what I thought you were going to do. You were going to go for Close Combat, expecting me to swap into Diggersby.
Yeah. Tailwind, I was like, ooh, that's bad. I didn't even take that into consideration when I did all my speed calcs.
Yeah.
But luckily the
only Pokemon I didn't outspeed with Choice Band on the Lucario, I think, was the Zeraora.
Yeah.
And the Alakazam.
Yeah, I looked at Alakazam and I was like, it could be good and it also could be bad depending on who you brought.
I had a feeling you weren't going to bring it purely because of the Bishop and the Mimikyu.
Yeah, Bishop was scary, I have to say. Like, Knockoff and Ironhead both hit so hard. Because usually you'll get a Swords Dance off with Bishop because you'll bring it in against something that doesn't want to stay in. So you can get a Swords Dance and then just spam Knockoff and Ironhead and it just hurts so much.
See, yeah. I thought your first turn, you were going to go on a Toxicroak, predicting me to go into Grimmsnarl and go Brick Break. But I actually didn't check if Toxicroak can learn Brick Break.
I didn't even think about screens, to be honest. Like, I knew you'd done the screens in the past, but I didn't bring Brick Break. I brought Drain Punch, Gunk Shot, Sucker Punch.
Yeah, he can learn Brick Break.
Yeah, because the leads, I was looking at it and I was like, you'll probably think I'm going to go... Ferrothorn is my best lead in theory to set up Stealth Rocks and Leech Seeds. So I was like, you're probably going to go Natu or Grimmsnarl. Xatu for the Magic Bounce. Which is why I went Zero Aura. I
had Magic Bounce.
Yeah. Yeah, Magic Bounce is good.
Magic Bounce is very good.
But yeah, I think... you definitely got hacks. The Draco Meteor Miss and the critical That was rough.
I forgot about the Draco Meteor.
Yeah, because that crit.
I was gonna go
mattered
air
as well.
slash.
The
I
crit.
was gonna go air slash, but I thought Draco Meteor was gonna kill and then it missed.
Yeah, the Draco Meteor miss, and then like the same turn I got the crit on the Poltergeist.
Oh yeah, the Poltergeist.
And the crit mattered. I did the calcs afterwards. I only do like 61% without crit, and you had 67% health.
Wow, luck was certainly on your side for that one.
And then you got the double para as well on the Mimikyu.
To be honest, at that point, I knew I couldn't have pulled it back. That it was just trying to kill as many mons as possible, not
Yeah,
even win.
That's fair. Yeah, I think your team is good though. Like, I think you might have overlapped a couple types a bit much.
Yeah.
Other than that, your team is quite varied. Like, you do have 3 flying types, so you've always got to be wary of Stealth Rocks.
Yeah.
But
I think my problem is I've got good teams. I just need better battle sense. So like what to do in battles, which I can only build up from experience.
True. I reckon you'll get a win this one though, for sure.
I think I will. I'm most confident in my next 2 matches against Fetchel and John.
Yeah. So you're against this team, the Mew team, and John. The Cabalion team with the Flygon.
I already have a couple of ideas what to do against John. It's Fetchel that I'm probably the least confident in them too.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, so thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. If you guys want to check out Blazing Torchic's channel, he's got all his previous round videos up. Go and check him out. I'll leave a link in the cards up in the top right corner and down in the description. Thank you for coming on, Blazing Torchic. Appreciate it very much. You got anything to say before we go?
Thank you for having me on. Congratulations on your battle. Are you 3rd in the rankings?
Second, because
You're
I think
second.
someone's still got to play this week.
Meech and Luke still have to battle.
Yes. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please be sure to leave a comment in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.